Ladies and gentlemen, share this segment everywhere. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. It is official. President Trump is going to run again in 2024 to try to take back the Oval Office. The worst nightmare of good, sanctimonious, morally superior, upright, liberal Democrats, the wonderful, wonderful people who have accused Trump of working with the Kremlin and compelling people through subliminal messages to commit horrendous deeds. It's interesting that in a court of law, they've yet to be able to indict or charge President Trump on any of the grandiose allegations. It's almost as if they have the utmost contempt for him and simply level accusation after accusation without any evidence that could that could be proven in a court of law. Tig! So Anita, Eddie, and Tig, thank you so very much. To my super chat, I don't have $20 million in venture capital funding like some people. I don't have an endless supply of venture capital funding like some people who shall remain nameless but are currently experiencing a discrimination case. But those are good, wonderful democratic socialists, and we won't talk about that. But ladies and gentlemen, Tig, thank you. Anita, Eddie, thank you. To my two moderators, Luke St. Martin, Quick Draw, Luke St. Martin, and the regulator, Eric H526, thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I heard a little birdie told me that somebody is going to run again for 2020 or 2024. Rolling Stone, Trump is telling his dinner pals he's planning to run for president in 2024. Independent, Trump is telling dinner guests he will definitely run in 2024. Definitely run. He's definitely running, ladies and gentlemen. Yahoo! Trump is telling his dinner pals he's planning to run for president in 2024. The worst nightmare, ladies and gentlemen, of morally superior. Tig, thank you again. Anita, Eddie, thank you so very much. To my super chat, if you want to give me your thoughts on President Trump running again in 2024, that'd be greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the absolute worst nightmare of Democrats. They can't give you a tangible, logical, rational reason why President Trump shouldn't run again. They can't give you an explanation devoid of the hysteria and apoplectic response from media when people say, Trump, he's a menace, he's deranged, he lies, he's horrible. Why you're not holding Trump accountable? Accountable for what? Do you want to know that trust in media is at an all-time low because everybody on the planet understands that even though President Trump engages, communicates in a hyperbolic manner, we still had record low unemployment. He still negotiated a deal to bring Americans home from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. He still did things like imposed tariffs that Biden hasn't even reversed. He did things that other presidents wouldn't do. That's why he's so popular. When people say, he a normal Republican, a good Republican like Mittens Romney, a good Republican. I might not like the Republican Party, but a good Republican I love. Because I don't like people who are mean, like Trump. But Bush is okay. He's an artist now, just like the president's son. They're both artists. George W. Bush was the worst president we've ever had. The absolute worst president we've ever had. Destabilized an entire region of the world. Began never-ending military conflict. And they say, well, Trump is just oh my God, it was the worst presidency. Yeah, well, the media meltdown. If media treated Biden the way they treated Trump, believe me, you'd have a completely different you'd have a completely different outlook on the current presidency. You would have a completely different outlook. Anita, thank you again. Tig, thank you. He's running again, ladies and gentlemen. Let me read you this. Rolling Stone. Let's just, and all of these, by the way, all of these publications have one goal and one goal only: to disparage Trump any way, shape, or form. I'm surprised that they just reported he's running again. I'm kind of surprised they didn't say, Trump decides to ruin the country for a second time. Everything about Trump is, like, they say he engages in hyperbole, but all they do is engage in hyperbole with Trump. Well, here we go. Washington, brace yourself. I'm going to brace myself. What do I need to brace? Donald Trump plans to run for president again. Oh, no. You mean 74 million Americans will vote for Trump again? I mean, don't they see the light? What's wrong with them? It's almost as if they like record low unemployment and a president who signs the First Step Act and all the good things that President Trump did. The tariffs were a good short-term strategy. We will be third economically in the world, behind the most populous country, India, and then the U.S. will be third. Now is the time. Steel CEOs, the AFL-CIO. You look at trade unions in the EU, they wanted tariffs against the most populous country as well. Brace yourself. Oh, I'm going to brace myself. Donald Trump plans to run for president again. At least that's what the former president is telling his dinner buddies. Trump has told at least 3 people he's dined with in recent months that he plans to run in 2024. A former senior official at the Republican National Committee tells Rolling Stone, I have 3 friends who've had dinner with him in the last couple of months. All 3 reported that he currently plans to run for president in 2024. Now, whether he does or not is a different issue. We've still got 3 years, but he's telling people that. Why wouldn't he run? Why wouldn't he run? He got 74 million Americans. Travis, thank you. Travis Umera, thank you. Thank you so very much. Travis, greatly appreciated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, why wouldn't he run again? Why wouldn't he run again? He had 74 million Americans vote for him. In a time, Anita Eddy, thank you so very much, Anita, as always. Anita, you are awesome. Thank you, as always. Thank you so very much. I find it so interesting that half the country is consumed. They are absolutely consumed with one man's personality and the irrational and frenzied reaction to everything he does. Like when people say Trump is deranged, Trump is just a menace, how do you divorce yourself from media hysteria, the angst that journalists have, the biased fact-checking that what isn't even fact-checking, these appeals to authority that are a logical fallacy. You can't like if you told an atheist, I know God exists because all religious leaders say he exists. All the authorities, all the experts in religion say that God exists. The atheist would say, what? That's not evidence. It's an appeal to authority. That's all you've had for 4 years. Well, John Brennan thinks that he did this. And all legal experts think he's in hot water. And all the authorities disagree with Trump. And even in Arizona, well, fact check, PolitiFact, CNN, Associated Press, we spoke to the county officials, and they disagree. And they've explained why, this number, 74,000 plus, is easily explained, It's not a big deal. Travis, thank you again. Anita, thank you. Dilly Raver! If Trump wins 2024, I hope he spends a whole first 48 hours like, don't drain this job. Dilly Raver, thank you so very much. I think that it takes a long time to actually wrestle control away. I think it takes a long time. It was 16 years. I'm going to call you, DR. I'll just say DR just because of the algorithm. But DR, thank you. It takes a while. 16 years prior to President Trump, you had intelligence agencies that were emboldened to become a greater part of American politics. You had two sides of the same coin. President Obama was supposed to be the antithesis of Bush. Now they're best friends. I remember when I was on the left, DR and everybody here, Anita, everybody here, Tig. I remember when I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post, and the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters, according to the Washington Post. And I remember that they would look at President Trump with this glee, this gleeful enthusiasm, like, oh, he's going to lose. Oh, my God. Isn't this funny? Isn't this hilarious? And then he won. And then he defeated Clinton, and they all fell apart. And their indignation increased exponentially. Their indignation increased exponentially. And what they did was, every absurd allegation they ran with. He never worked with the Kremlin. He never pressured Zelensky. President Zelensky stated himself he was never pressured. He never compelled or incited people to do anything. Democrats are very fearful that people actually have a mind of their own. Like one of the tenets of left-leaning ideology is that human beings are easily influenced. That's not the case for everyone. There could be the case for morally superior and wonderful liberal Democrats. They could be easily convinced of things, or they could be easily manipulated perhaps by media. But that's not the case for, that's not the case for Eric H526 and Luke St. Martin and myself and everybody here. We're not easily deceived or manipulated, or we don't need, I don't need a publication or a news or a software to tell me if something is real or not real. I don't need a rating. You have these services that rate how truthful. They rate how truthful a news source is. And, the Democratic Party, they're the same political party that worried about, they couldn't understand, and this is like the biggest dilemma that Democrats face. They can't understand why, even though they have almost every single publication echoing and regurgitating their talking points, they can't possibly fathom why 74 million Americans or even one person would disagree with them. And if one person disagrees, especially if that person was on the left. So when I was on the left, I remember they went after Bernie Sanders before they went after Trump. They really went after Bernie Sanders and derailed him, and then they tried to go after Trump, and he fought back. And the hubris, the narcissism, the arrogance, how dare you fight back? You can't say that you didn't work with Russia and that the Mueller probe isn't, this lofty, idealistic, unbiased, nonpartisan probe when you have people who actually gave to specific Democrats. You can't do that. Elliot, hello. It's like they look at Trump and they say he is a horrible president, but he did good things. He allocated more funding to historically black colleges and universities than any other president. And they're still 6 months in, they're still talking about a tragedy in January or 6-7 months later, and they've yet to indict or charge President Trump because they know that if you take their allegations, their accusations against Trump, and actually ask them to prove in a logical manner that these statements are true, they would have to then admit they don't have enough evidence in a court of law to charge or indict President Trump on the allegations that they believe are set in stone, categorically true. These are the same people who cheated Bernie Sanders. And then they say, oh, well, beware of false news. And then they purchase a dossier literally compiled with nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. They are guilty of all the things that they've accused others of doing. They are guilty of all the things they accuse others of doing. It could be free tomorrow. There are two different sides, opposing sides within that region that dislike each other more than they do the most powerful country that we're talking about, or I guess I should say the country you're opposing. Yes, the most easily manipulated voters are Democratic Party voters. All you have to do is say, hey, you know what? Vote for us. We'll pass Medicare for all legislation. We'll abolish student debt. Not. We'll save the planet with the Green New Deal resolution. Not. The most gullible voters on the planet vote Democrat no matter what. Because if they actually grew a third party, a Green Party, they'd be labeled as Russian operatives and they'd lose their friends. I lost friends through no fault of my own because these people, I did nothing to them, And they've convinced themselves, because they watch CNN every single day, they convinced themselves that Trump is the reason for everything horrible. And if they're experiencing something that their Democratic governor failed to predict, it's 100% Trump's fault because he said this and that, as if Democratic voters and lawmakers would actually listen and revere anything he said. So Trump called it a hoax. Even he didn't. That's a overt lie. There's zero evidence, and there's never been a quote where he actually called the pandemic a hoax. He was talking about the media reaction. But let's assume for a second that he did. Do you think that anything that man says Democrats would listen to? He could have literally stated everything that was. He could have predicted in January what was about to take place, and they wouldn't believe him. Their instinctive reaction is to do the opposite of Trump. Their instinctive reaction is to do the opposite of Trump. Larry! H.A. Goodman, this is why I post. Larry, I don't know what you're referring to, but I appreciate the support. Scraping the bottom of the barrel with this buffoon. I don't think so. I think that he's already proven to be a better president than our beloved President Biden. I think Trump is a better president than President Obama. I think we had record low unemployment with Trump. We had a foreign policy that didn't get us into new interventions. President Obama got us into new theaters of conflict. This is a fact. This is hilarious because Noam Chomsky doesn't like Trump at all. But he actually stated that President Obama was worse than Bush. Even I don't believe that. I don't believe that, but that was what Chomsky stated. So, you have to separate Trump's personality. Trump lost. Look who's talking. It's like the same people who say Trump lost, get over it, are the same people for 4 years who stated, Russia! I can't believe, after learning about the Cold War, the Red Scare, McCarthyism, I can't believe that Democrats and Republicans would revert to the most obvious and shameless propagandistic stunt. I can't believe it. And then you have, what I find interesting also, ladies and gentlemen, is a phenomenon. This is a phenomenon I think that you'll find interesting. CB, hello. I can't believe Luke and Eric and everybody here. I can't believe Anita, everybody here, Tig. I can't believe the mentality of conservatives who find Trump's personality so appalling, they confuse the media hysteria over his words and personality to be a relevant or legitimate critique of his presidency. Or I should say that there could be a legitimate critique of his presidency, but when there are conservatives who like Trump's policies, but they don't like him, so they don't give the man credit for the good things that he's done. I was always told a couple of things in my life growing up that unfortunately this generation perhaps doesn't hasn't heard or doesn't really care about. These phrases like sticks and stones may break my bones, but bad words will never hurt me. That's something I grew up with. That's like something that obviously words hurt, but I was always taught that you judge a person by their actions. So I don't look at President Trump and say, oh, his personality is amusing to me. Because I separate it, I say it's a shtick, meaning it's an act. Do you think that President Joe Biden, you think he's really, oh, yeah, I want some ice cream, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Give me some vanilla ice cream, man. Come on, yeah. Come on, people now. Smell on your brother. Come on now. Come on, man. Pay them more. Why are workers leaving? Aside from getting more money, not working. I pay them more. Well, maybe they'd be paid more if you would allow the economy to open up instead of every 3 months, 4 months. Dun 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 dun. Experts say, Mad Max in Waterworld. You gotta live in Mad Max in Waterworld to save your life. Dun 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 dun. Expert opinion. All the experts say the following. You mean we can't work anymore? I can't get a latte? I can't go to the gym? I can't go to the office? No, it's for your own good. But don't worry, this is Biden's America. It's fantastic. All the experts didn't, all the experts apparently didn't realize what's going on now. CMW! Longtime follower, you're right about 2018, 2024. Thank you, CMW. You are so awesome. I do appreciate your support always, CMW, and I thank you for watching for so long. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you so very, very much. His policies and personalities, his policies, record low unemployment through tax cuts and allocating more funding to historically black colleges and universities than any president ever, signing an executive order combating anti-Semitism on college campuses, tariffs that Biden hasn't reversed. You find this appalling? This is appalling? The fact that he didn't work with Russia? So CMW, I'm actually responding to somebody that Luke St. Martin addressed. Quick draw, Luke St. Martin. CMW, I just thank you so very much for your support and always for watching. And I thank you. CMW, thank you so very, very much. Let me tell you something. 2022 will be vindication. Oh my God, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come, ladies and gentlemen. You haven't seen anything yet. You have to understand something. Trump is the canary in the coal mine. You think that they're going after Trump, CMW, and everybody here? Luke and Eric, you think that they're going after Trump because he's mean? He's a mean orange monster, Trump. No. They've perfected the public relations monstrosity. They've finely tuned this public relations monstrosity that when they get a Paul Ryan or a Mike Pence or a Mittens Romney, they will then say, I didn't like Trump. And honestly, I can't stand his personality, but he's better than Romney. That's what they would say. Whoever is the adversary, they'll say that. You watch. CMW, thank you. You watch. I'm telling you, I don't think people realize this. They don't realize if you are in the like you've already won your conference and you're going to the Super Bowl, you're the NFC champions, and you're looking at the AFC championship game, you are going to want the team that shouldn't be able to win, or like the team that's really not the best team that you think is the best team on that field, to win, because you want to play the least talented team in the Super Bowl, or the team that will give you less trouble. They don't want. You think they want to lose to Romney? First of all, Romney would never defeat them, but that's the point. They don't want to lose to Mitt Romney. You think the Democrats want to lose? CMW, thank you so very much. You think they care about simply a Republican that is nicer than Orange Menace Trump? They don't care about that. They don't like Trump, but they despise him they despise him because of his personality, but they really have the utmost contempt for him because he's a serious rival who single-handedly takes 74 million Americans away from their political party. And they know this. CMW, thank you. They know this. Tig, thank you. He is the canary in the coal mine. He's the person, like, part of it, if you look at President Trump, the one thing I agree, or I could say, the one thing I understand, a critique about him, is that he doesn't make his life easy in terms of, like, when they say, oh, he's so mean, he's a bully, it is true that he doesn't have to pick certain fights. You know, he doesn't have to say certain things. He doesn't have to do that. He didn't have to he didn't have to tweet certain things because, unfortunately, social media has become like reality for some people. And so, from the perspective of what Trump didn't have to say, it's true, he didn't have to say certain things. He took a baseball bat and basically swung at and hit a hornet's nest of morally superior liberal indignation every single day. And it got them into such a maniacal frenzy that it was just like, you know, rocket fuel in terms of political momentum. They didn't care if Andrew Cuomo and Phil Murphy and other Democrats presided over the absolute worst outcomes. They didn't care. They don't like, look, they cannot stand his personality. They would rather have Bush destabilize an entire region of the planet. They don't care about grandiose issues. They care about their sensibilities. And this is what I think, like, it would behoove Trump Republicans to understand this. The equivalent of AOC in the Republican Party is Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's the equivalent. Okay, but Marjorie Taylor Greene cannot get away with saying things that make absolutely no sense, like others can. There's a double standard in media, and it would behoove President Trump and Trump Republicans to understand the double standard and to try to find ways to use that double standard to their advantage. That's all. CMW, thank you. I think that when you look, ladies and gentlemen, at Pence flatlines as 2024 field takes shape. Could you imagine? Poor Mike Pence. Could you imagine, like, I'm going to run for president again, or I'm going to run for president, and by the power of Ronald Reagan's Bible, Mr. President, you're not going to talk to me that way. He was actually okay in the vice presidential debate with I broke my leg, Madam Vice President. There's an asteroid that's going to hit the planet, and all of life will end. Why are you laughing? What? And this is like, do you understand? If they didn't have every single possible advantage, it wouldn't be like, they wouldn't be able to get away with this type of politics. But he is running again, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. And it'll be interesting. The same people who have abandoned friends will then view those friends as monsters. You're doing what? You're voting for Trump again? You didn't see the catastrophe that he caused single-handedly. You didn't see what he did to this country. I don't know what this is. Our country, our Constitution, our democracy, the planet, the universe cannot possibly stand this. Like, well, actually, he's a good president, so... He's a good president, so... Mandy, hello! I like Sargon. He's awesome. I think, ladies and gentlemen, when you look... Here's the... Okay, so hold on one second. Oh, Lord. At the kickoff event of the 2024 presidential race. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. There's no way President Trump, even Mittens Romney. Hey, Donald Trump for president 2024. Oh, nice. On Amazon. Love it. Save America again. See, the thing is, they don't get the humor in this. They're so sanctimonious. They're so arrogant and sanctimonious. And they're so far up their own rear ends that they don't realize a lot of this is very humorous. You should enjoy this. It's kind of hilarious. He's running again. What could be better? Oh, let me read this. Hold on one second. Those for Trump 2024 need to stop and think. This is the Charleston Gazette-Mail. Okay, let's read this. According to The Guardian, there was a brief psychological assessment of Trump, who is described as an impulsive. Well, I don't know how you get record low unemployment. The Abraham Accords. I don't know how you negotiate a deal to bring Americans home from never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts. Implement tariffs that even Biden... So, he's an impulsive, mentally unstable, and unbalanced individual who suffers from an inferiority complex. There is also apparent confirmation that the Kremlin possesses compromise. Again? When are they going, like, how... At the end of the day, it's been 5 years, 6 years. When are they going to actually show this compromise? You think Trump cares anyway? Oh my God almighty. Oh my God almighty. But I certainly don't support Soviets, and I certainly do support the heroes. What? Apparently Donald Trump doesn't feel the same. Who said this? What is this? What is this stuff? I don't get it. Where do you get this stuff? Moto B, hello. If the hysteria around President Trump, like, there's nothing that he did that they can prove in a court of law, because none of their accusations are actually rooted in reality. Then they talk about a psychological profile. Have you ever thought about the psychological profile of the Clintons? That was a interesting spider right there. Oh, you're always talking about us. My psychological profile is pristine. I'm a good person. I never did anything wrong. What is? They always talk about the psychological profile of Trump as they obsess over the man. They obsess over this man. I don't get it. I swear to God, I don't get it. What did he do? Like, tell me, like they say, you're not going to hold him accountable for what? Hold him accountable for what? You have the entire legal and political establishment in this country. What is it that he did? I want to know. What is it that this man did? What did he do? What did he do? He compelled people to do something horrendous. Okay, the mayor of D.C. and the attorney general of D.C. should have leveled charges. They didn't. He was too orange. Jose Gutierrez, yes. Exactly. I just don't understand, can somebody explain what this man did? I just would like to know, what did the orange monster do that you can prove? What did this man do that you can prove? That's the issue. That's the issue. We had record low unemployment. People were working. And it's like, people were working. Stock market was up. The economy was great. And now they have Biden and it's better. I mean, it's like, Moto B! We all need to use our voices calling out. Exactly. Moto B, thank you. Moto B, thank you so very much as always, Moto B. Yeah. Yeah. Joey. He shaved Vince McMahon's head. Moto B. It's going to be interesting. Like, okay, once you have 2022 with Trump Republicans in the House of Representatives, it's a different ballgame, ladies and gentlemen. Suddenly you don't have just one ace and no relief pitching and no closer. Suddenly you have an actual pitching staff. Suddenly you have a leadoff man. Suddenly you have a number 5 and 6 and 7, in the lineup that can actually hit line drives or maybe even home runs and run the bases. And you're going to have a team now. And you'll see. They already gone after Ron Johnson and Rand Paul, and they try to go after Jim Jordan. They try to go after Gates. They still haven't found anything. So it's interesting. They keep investigating and not finding anything. And with Democrats, God forbid you investigate or you get impeached. Like, the mere notion that you would investigate our beloved President Biden. Moto B. Norman Smith. Trump song. Thank you so very much, Norman Smith. Thank you. Thank you, Norman Smith. Thank you. Thank you to my super chat. Thank you. We have about 10 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Then I'll let everybody go. But Norman, thank you. Thank you, Norman. Thank you. Yeah, he's running again. It's going to be really interesting. It is going to be really, really interesting. I think that if you have a Republican Party that actually defends a Republican president, and then maybe you have some resurgence in, like, what President Trump should do, he should speak to Ben Shapiro on the Daily Wire. He should go on Brandon Tatum's show. He needs to do these things. He needs to go to, like, every major, and I'm not including myself in that. I only have 182,000 subs, almost 183,000, ladies and gentlemen. I have 182,779 subs. Let's get it to 183. I mean, if you know anybody that would enjoy this channel. They are? When are they getting arrested? And that, I don't even know. Norman! Thank you again. Well, he won once, so ask the Clintons. Ask the Clintons if he's good at politics. And the thing is, like, I don't think people, like, understand the context. Like, he won with the entire American political establishment against him. He's like the Al Davis of politics. But even Al Davis, he was one of the original, owners in the NFL. Like, I mean, he was one of the people who helped build the NFL. And he was viewed as a maverick. But Trump is like, he's just like a one-man political army. So when they say, oh, he lost, Conrad! HA, another night, another laugh at the trolls. Thank you so very much, Conrad. Virant, Conrad. Thank you so very much, Conrad. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. As always. Norman, thank you, Conrad. Thank you, Conrad. Systemic.
This message goes out to Conrad Virant. This is Butcher Brigado. I just want to thank you, Conrad, for everything. And I just want to say that I think President Trump should run again. He's a very...
I can't do it. I don't have it anymore. I just don't have it. In this environment, I don't have it. The other quote-unquote studio, I think I have it a little bit more. Conrad, thank you. Tig! Great broadcast tonight at Che. Keep on going. Yo, thank you so very much, Tig. As always, I appreciate the support. Giacomo, hello. I appreciate the support.
I'm caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. I used to do an Elvis impersonation in Kentucky. Here we go again, asking where I've been.
Tig, Conrad, Anita, Eddie. Anita, thank you so very much. Chico, Norman, thank you. Thank you so very much, Anita. Thank you as always. So kind of you always. So kind of you always, Anita and Conrad and Tig and Norman. Thank you. It's going to be interesting. I think that, their primary goal is to just prevent Trump from running. Anita, Tig, everybody here, Conrad, Norman. I think that Ben Shapiro, I think that, honestly, President Trump should fly to Joe Rogan's studio, and it would be viewed 20 million times. You see, this is the thing. If he just thought outside of the box, that's all. He doesn't think outside the box. He's not thinking outside of the box anymore. I just wish he would. Yeah, but if he played golf that much and we had record low unemployment for most of his tenure, that's pretty good. The economy wages were increasing. Pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Anita, as always, thank you. Everybody here, thank you. And I will be back tomorrow, probably around... I'll probably do an upload in the morning. And I'll probably have a live stream tomorrow around Nuna H. H.A., you were starting to say Trump should get on some podcasts. I agree, and not sure why he doesn't. Nuna, I don't know why he doesn't. Thank you so very much, Nuna. I don't know why he doesn't. Giacomo, thank you. I think that he's just surrounded by people who don't even think that's a viable issue. Norman! Audits matter. Yes, exactly. Norman, thank you. Thank you, Norman. Greatly appreciate it. Nuna H, I agree with you. Norman, thank you so much. Nuna, I agree with you, and I don't know why. I think that he's surrounded by people that, Nanya Beeswax, hello. Or he just might win like he did in 2016. Nuna, I do agree with you. Ladies and gentlemen, to my super chat, thank you so very much. It's been absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. And I do appreciate your support greatly. Eric and Luke, thank you. Everybody, God bless. Anita, everybody, thank you so very much. Nuna and Norman and everybody here. Tig, everybody here, thank you so very much. I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. God bless.